I've enjoyed my time at NASK. It's not fun like amusement park fun, it's fun like really mentally engaging, and I feel like I'm being stretched and challenged.
It's been absolutely wonderful. I learned an incredible amount. People were super nice. I ended up accidentally booking a super weird flight that came in at midnight, and somebody drove to the airport to get me at midnight the day before classes started at 8 a.m. the next day. So I was super duper grateful, and I've just made more friends who are just as nice, and it's been incredible.
In fact, actually, it's been absolutely amazing. Before I arrived at NASK, I had no idea truly what to expect. And it's been absolutely fantastic. First of all, you're very busy. There's always a lot going on, but you're not forced to do any of it. You can participate however you want. You can choose to be in one course one day, another the next. Most evenings there's a couple lectures going on, so if you're a bit of a nerd like me, you can attend a couple of those. And if you're not interested, there's often also board games, so absolutely fantastic.
I was terrified. I don't speak Esperanto very often. I read a lot and I listen to things, but I don't speak very often. So I was really scared to come and talk to people, and I'm a bit of an introvert, so the idea of being around all these people that I don't know was very terrifying.
Were you scared at first? And I was absolutely terrified. So first of all, there was nobody who is at NASK whom I know in real life. Several people who I know through the internet, primarily through Facebook, but nobody who I already had that personal connection with. And I was also very insecure about my skills because I didn't have much opportunity to practice at home. I went to maybe 2 Esperanto meetings before NASK, but they were always in loud environments with much more experienced speakers, so I could barely hear what they were saying and couldn't participate at all. Totally different to how it is here.
I don't really get scared about jumping into new situations. I'm sort of an adventurer, so I'm kind of one of those people who's like, it's an opportunity to try something new and to go somewhere new. And the worst thing that's going to happen when I'm in a situation is I'll kind of like have an awkward week and end up reading a lot and hang out by myself and play with my phone, and that totally hasn't been what's happened at all. NASK is really tightly scheduled, so it's kind of like you wake up, you go to breakfast, you go to class, you go to lunch, you can go to another class, you make friends, you sort of have time to talk to them between class, and then there's cool stuff to do all evening, a lot of it happening simultaneously, so you have to choose between the cool things. So that's been really great. Has my Esperanto improved incredibly? When I first got here, most of my experience with Esperanto, because I learned by myself using Duolingo and other computer programs, was on the computer, and so I can read really well in Esperanto. I could type emails and instant messages and engage in social media groups in Esperanto, but I had a really hard time making the words come out, and now I talk in Esperanto much more easily, and it kind of just flows out of my subconscious. Usually it's even the words that I'm actually trying to say, which has been a big improvement over the past.
It's impossible to say how much it has. When I arrived, I could barely understand what anyone was saying, and I could say "Saluton, kiel vi fartas," and not much more. Partially because I was a beginner, but also more because I was just terrified and out of my mind with what am I going to do? What if they don't like me? What if I don't like them? Etc. And every single day, I've been able to feel, holy crap, I wouldn't be able to say the sentence I just said yesterday, not even close. So the first couple days were especially intense, because at first you're translating everything in your head into English, and then you figure out your response, translate it back, and then you respond. And probably around my 3rd day here, I was in one of the classes. I just had a moment of, wow, I'm solely experiencing this class in Esperanto. I don't have to translate anything in my head. I can understand it, and if there's a word I don't know, they can explain it with very simple words in Esperanto, and I'll figure it out. Maybe a gesture to help. So that was the most amazing moment of just realizing that I'd improved so much. But every single day I go, wow, I'm way better with the grammar. I know so many more words, and I'm so much more confident and comfortable with it.
My Esperanto has improved a lot. The classes are taught completely in Esperanto, and I am understanding a lot of what the instructor is saying, whereas initially I didn't understand a lot that was being said. And my speaking has improved a great deal. The first couple of days I wasn't speaking very much, just listening to conversations, but now I've got more confidence to start speaking, even if I'm not using the perfect words every time. My confidence and my ability to be understood has improved greatly.
In Esperanto, the atoso, and it's so welcoming. This is my first experience with the brand Esperanto-USA, the big community of Esperanto, and everyone's so kind and everyone's so interested not only in talking but also in learning. There's almost a drive where everybody wants to improve themselves here, and you can really feel it, and you just lift each other up with you. Which is absolutely fantastic to have that community experience. Almost like we're all family members.
So I live in Colorado. It's a really dry, sunny place. It's a little bit cooler than here. I'm way up in the mountains. So that's been kind of an adjustment for me. It sort of reminds me of being in the tropical display at the zoo, honestly. The buildings are beautiful and old, and there's a lot of really cool garden stuff, but that's been kind of a little bit weird. As far as the social environment, it's very friendly, it's very relaxed. There's a lot of people who will try to help you if you need something, or try to comfort you if you're feeling lonely or stressed out, so that's really great.
The campus is beautiful. It's not a 5-star hotel, but the rooms are decent enough. And the campus itself is beautiful. And also Raleigh is a nice area around campus. There are restaurants, and downtown is only a 20-minute walk away. With an Uber, you could be in some other places if you wanted to eat out. So it's been a great environment to be in for the last few days. My favorite part of NASK are the classes, learning from the instructors, having someone there to answer questions that I've had. I struggle with the conversation during lunch and during the social times, but I really like being in the classroom and having the instructor give multiple examples and being able to answer very specific questions. So the classroom is my favorite part. I'm a bit of a nerd.
That is almost impossible to say. I think that it is the chance to actually use a thing that I've dedicated 3 years of my life now to studying every day. I love Esperanto. I started studying it because I had a head injury and I was struggling to find the English words that I was seeking. So I sort of was gifted with a theory that if I learned another language, it would create a new part of my brain, and then maybe I could attach the damaged parts to the new, not damaged part. And it worked better than I possibly could have hoped. As you can see, I'm not particularly struggling to find the words that I'm looking for in English. So now I can easily find the words I'm looking for in 2 languages, and that makes me incredibly happy and grateful.
What's your favorite part is a very difficult question, because there's so many amazing moments, so many hilarious jokes, and honestly the classes are really interesting, and I'm especially interested in languages, even though I'm not formally trained in or taught in them. But the absolute best part is all the people you get to meet, because they are from all around. There's plenty of European instructors, participants from all over North America, but also some from other countries, and we have so many different perspectives, senses of humors, and just crazy stories. So I have to say it's the people. It really is.
You'll end up with new skills, you'll find new friends, you'll get to practice the thing you've been learning, you'll have new experiences. you'll find a lot of joy, and you never know if this is going to be the adventure that changes your life and helps you. I met somebody who met their wife. In Esperanto, there's the word edzoj, which is like the husband and wife combination. They met each other at NASK, and that's super cool. And there's so many opportunities, so many cool people, so many chances to network, so much to learn. Don't be scared, just come and join us.
I would say just do it. I have been putting off NASK for about 3 years. I wanted to come about 3 years ago, and there's always been a reason not to come. And I finally realized that 5 or 10 years from now, I'll regret not going than I would regret having gone. So I am really happy that I decided to come, and it's definitely been a worthwhile investment.
What would you say to someone scared to dive in? You will not be alone. There are many of us who are terrified, who've only learned through Duolingo, or maybe through learner.net, or one of the other methods such as with a book. And you won't be sure about your pronunciation. You'll think, oh, I only know like 20 words now that I'm trying to write them down on a page. And that's okay. You don't have to be ready when you arrive. We will help you get to where you need to be, and you will not find a more patient bunch.